Sometimes, people are more unsettled by a calm person than by an openly difficult one. You walk into a room, you're polite, you don't overshare, you don't chase approval, and somehow, the air changes. Someone becomes extra formal, so someone else starts explaining themselves a little too much. Another person smiles, but never fully relaxes. The strange part is, this can happen even when you've done absolutely nothing wrong. Because discomfort is not always a response to danger. Sometimes it's a response to uncertainty. Sometimes it's a response to a face people can't read quickly. Sometimes it's quiet confidence. And sometimes it's something deeper. Your presence makes people feel something about themselves they were hoping not to feel. And one small mismatch can make all of it worse. When your words sound warm, but your body says distance, the first hidden reason is surprisingly simple. People relax around what they can predict. In every new interaction, people are searching for a social map. Are you warm or cold? Safe or critical? Interested or withdrawn? If you're quieter than average, more private, or slower to react, some people don't experience that as depth, at least not at first. They experience it as missing information. Think about a group dinner. One person is loud, easy to read, easy to understand. Everyone knows where they stand. Then there's someone else, the quieter person, listening more than speaking. No fake laughter, no nervous over-explaining, no obvious need to be liked. Ironically, that second person can create more tension, not because they're threatening, because they interrupt the usual script. People expect easy signals, and when those signals don't arrive, the imagination takes over. And imagination is rarely generous, especially in the first few seconds. And here's where it gets stranger. Neutral is rarely received as neutral. If your face is naturally serious, if your pauses are longer, if you observe before responding, many people won't read that as thinking. They'll read it as judgment. Not because that's true, because human beings don't just see behavior, they interpret intention very quickly. That's why a quiet person gets called intimidating, while a louder person causing far more social damage gets called fun. If your signals feel unclear, people become cautious, not because they know you're unsafe, because they don't know yet. Then comes another problem, mixed signals. You say, "I'm good," but your shoulders stay tight, your words sound friendly, but your eyes keep drifting away. You're interested in the conversation, but your tone sounds flatter than you realize. And when words and body language disagree, people usually trust the body language first. Someone thinks you dislike them when you're actually exhausted. Someone thinks you're arrogant when you're actually anxious. Someone mistakes self-control for hostility. The solution isn't becoming fake, it's becoming coherent. If your intention is warmth, let your face, your posture, and your pacing carry a little warmth too. Not more personality, just less contradiction. But not all discomfort comes from fear. Some of it comes from status. People feel comfortable when they can easily place everyone in the hierarchy. The loud person, the approval seeker, the attention grabber, they're easy to label. But the calm person, the self-contained person, the person who doesn't perform for validation, is harder to place. And that ambiguity can irritate insecure people, because calm competence creates comparison, and comparison creates discomfort. Sometimes, you didn't attack anyone, you simply reminded them to measure themselves. And finally, there's something even deeper. People are not always reacting to you. Sometimes they're reacting to someone you remind them of. A firm tone can remind someone of a controlling parent. Emotional restraint can remind someone of a distant ex. Even genuine kindness can feel suspicious to someone who learned that closeness always came with strings attached. Human perception isn't clean. We meet people through memory, through attachment, through unfinished stories. So, sometimes, the discomfort in front of you is old emotion wearing a new face. So, what should you do? First, don't shrink yourself just to make other people instantly comfortable. Some discomfort is not proof that you're doing something wrong. It's proof that you're not feeding the script they expected. But if you're often misunderstood, there are two powerful adjustments. The first is to lower ambiguity. A little readable warmth can completely change an interaction. Brief eye contact. Relaxed shoulders. A simple sentence. Good to see you. Take your time. I'm just thinking. Small cues. Big effect. The second adjustment is to align warmth with boundaries. You don't need to become bubbly. You don't need to perform. You simply need to become clear. Because clear people are easier on the nervous system than ambiguous people, especially for those who are already sensitive to rejection. So, if some people feel uncomfortable around you, it doesn't automatically mean you're cold. It doesn't mean you're harsh. And it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. Sometimes they're reacting to uncertainty, sometimes to mixed signals, sometimes to comparison, and sometimes to an old emotional story that has very little to do with you. The goal is not to make yourself smaller. The goal is to make your intention easier to read, because people rarely react to you first. They react to the story their nervous system tells about you. And that story is often written before you've even said a word.